Hey, good evening, you guys. This is Susan reporting here from home. I am in a new environment and I am happy because it is a family home, and it is oxygen rich and it is healthy. You can feel the love and the honesty from the folks here. So it's really good. Not that I was in any bad environment before, but I was just not as comfortable as I am now since I was evicted from my apartment. I miss my apartment. I miss the light, and I miss just the furniture arrangement. These things are important to me. And I miss my son, Alexander. I don't understand why DHR didn't bring him back to my apartment. I want to talk a little bit about negative numbers, positive numbers, about the light cone, and about vertical momentum, and a little bit about quantum entanglement, or should I say conundrum. Okay. So we all of us have a positive and a negative aspect, of our personalities, we all do. And, we are not perfect. God knows that. God made us just the way we are. Our goal is to be more like God. But God knows we shouldn't aim to be better than God, but we should aim to be more like God, because He made us in His image for us to emulate Him, not to be better than Him, because we cannot, because He is our master and our maker. And we need to remember this in everything we do, whether it's math and science or religion. We need to come together as intelligent beings, and just genuinely help one another, and not, want to prove to the world that we know more than others, and that we have this formula, that we have come up with the greatest invention or the greatest idea, or we're just the best in whatever we do, and our goal shouldn't be, to get that medal for selfish reasons. We're only here for a short period of time, folks. We don't have time to fiddle fart. So I have no problem with space exploration and all of that, but we're just going to get lost if we don't know what we're doing. We need to know that He will reveal things to us that we need to know, that we need to do in due time. And we need to remember that He is our center. Otherwise, we're going to get lost, okay? We have already been lifted from this black hole we were in. We've already been lifted by His most mercy and forgiveness on us, not because we deserve it. Because of our inertia, it took a long, long time. Because we are stubborn children of God, and He knows that. So, quantum entanglement. Whenever we are measuring, in all of the different fields where we measure, we need to remember that our measurements are based on a lot of different factors. A lot of different factors. For example, yesterday, my friend was selling, food. And she asked me to write down a number. And she said, that hasn't been calculated in. So she asked me, after she asked me to write down that number, she asked me to ignore the number on the top right hand side, and then she asked me to count how many orders had been placed so that she could calculate how much money she was supposed to get paid. So I added up the number of, orders, but I didn't calculate the number that she had asked me to write down in the beginning. Nor did I write down the other numbers to the right that I could barely see. So I went down the line, but I didn't read to the right of that original number. So when we're measuring, we need to understand that there's a lot of different factors that we may or may not be aware of. As honest and as precise and as scientific and as clinical as we may want to be, we are human. We cannot see it all. When we're measuring someone's abilities or disabilities, or when we're measuring someone's intellect, when we're measuring somebody's honesty or lack of it, when we're measuring somebody's sanity or lack of it, we need to, first of all, question, who are we working for? What is this data, this collection of data, going to be used for? How is it going to be used? Is the data that I'm turning in going to be manipulated or jeopardized or compromised or altered? Are there ulterior motives behind this? You can be doing a job as a scientist, as a student, as a clinician, as a doctor, as a mathematician, as a computer scientist, as a religious leader, whatever your job, we have to consider who is asking for this data. What are they going to do with this data? We need to remember that we're here on earth, and this is not the only reality. Our reality is God, because He's the one who made us for a purpose, to genuinely help one another. When we measure with our clinical, scientific eyes here on earth, we are measuring according to mankind, and it's going to fall short. There are positive numbers and negative numbers. Without the light, this is a dark world. And we need to consider our own bias, our own point of view, according to our own experiences, our own circumstances, our own pain, whether it be physical or emotional or psychological or spiritual, our own faith or lack of it. All of these things need to be considered. Not only what we're measuring and who we're measuring, and the circumstances, seen and unseen. We're not able to see the unseen unless we look at it with spiritual eyes. The unseen is eternal. Energy does not die. There's negative, positive, and neutral. We have been saved by His light and mercy and forgiveness. And we are in the light that is brighter than the fire that is He. We've gone from sin through sin into truth, into a fourth dimension, not dementia. It is about fusion, not confusion, and not fusion, nuclear fusion. It is about fusion of our God-given gifts to humanity, to come together to restore His temple, because we are one body with different parts. Let us move forward and up. Reverse engineering has already taken place. We have already corrected the problem. Let us understand that there are positive and negative numbers on both sides. And we're here on earth in this otherwise dark world without His light. And when we measure and we record and we report, let us understand what we're doing, who we're working for. And let us consider our own faith or lack of it, our own sanity or lack of it, our own needs. I have a need for truth. I have a need for privacy. I have a need for intimacy with my Father. And I have a need to be the mother of my children. I have one grown child. He's grown. He is a father. I cannot buy time. And you cannot buy me. You cannot buy my child. But I love you the way my Father loves me. And I curse like a sailor. I'm not perfect. I'm full of flaws. But I will share what I can with you, even if it's considered mediocre. I have no shame. I will use my abilities and my disabilities for His kingdom. And my disabilities will be my strength. And my weaknesses will be my strength. And it is about spiritual power over physical limitations. And I love you because He loves me. And I want you to share the love. And it has nothing to do with hanky-panky. It has nothing to do with wife swapping. It has nothing to do with pornography. Let us correct our vision. Let us be His pupils and no one else's pupils. Pupils, students, children of God, learning directly from Him, from your books that He has given you. The Bible, the Torah, the Quran, your books, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Let us put them together. Let us not fight about where these books were found. Let us put them together. God is a personal God and a universal God. And He is speaking to us. And we are being harvested. We are coming together as one, restoring His temple, restoring the body. The faithful ones, we are broken pieces of bread. When we are by ourselves, we're broken. But when we come together, we're whole. We are whole when we come together. Brother will help brother. We will restore our Eden with His helping hand above ours. He's here with us. He is inside of us, inside of our transformed hearts and our renewed minds. Because our chest, our heart, our chest, the Ark of the Covenant is in our chest. We are the temple, restoring, coming together. That's all I have to say for today. May God bless you and protect you and your families. And may He add faith to your faith and harmony and love to your lives and purpose. Amen.